Hey guys, Andrew with Prime Medical Training, and today we're going to talk about how to renew your AHA instructor status, whether that be BLS, ACLS, PALS, HeartSaver, whatever the case may be. The AHA has set forth guidelines about how to do that, and so we're going to take a look today. You can find all this information also if you go to the AHA Instructor Network, and you can look up the PAM and the Program Administration Manual and find that information there. You can also look in your latest 2015 instructor manuals of any discipline, and it will also lay out the criteria in there. So starting out, I just want to say that training centers and training center coordinators all do things a little differently. They have a certain standard that they have to follow, but they may add additional policies and fees to those standards, and so they have that right and discretion. But the AHA, if you look here in the Program Administration Manual, this is the 2013 version, the latest one. On page 54, it says that you need to maintain a current provider status, and it has to be evidenced either by a current provider card or by demonstrating skills. So as an AHA instructor, you have two options. You can either make sure you sit through a provider class as a student and get a provider card, or when it comes time to be renewed, you can actually take the written exam that a student would have to take. For example, if you're talking about renewing as a BLS instructor, you could take the BLS written exam, and you would also have to perform the adult and infant CPR skills test. And so once you do that, that would suffice for maintaining your current provider status. Then the next thing you have to do is you have to teach 4 classes in a 2-year period of time. Now those 4 classes can either be instructor-led courses or they can be heart code courses. A combination of the two has to equal 4 in a 2-year period of time. And then if there's any updates that come out, we just had back in October the 2015 guidelines come out, and so you had to do your 2015 instructor essentials instructor updates. And so that has to be provided to your training center faculty at the time of renewal to be able to renew. Now, training center faculty, who are these people? If you've never heard of them, they're people that are designated by the training center coordinator. There may not be a whole lot of them in your training center depending on the size, but the training center faculty are designated. They're AHA instructors designated by the training center coordinator, and they help with doing one of two things: teaching instructor classes and doing instructor renewals. So you need to contact one of those training center faculty or TCF or your training center coordinator to get monitored, to take the test, and be watched doing your provider skills. Once all that is said and done, you should have 2 forms that you fill out. The first one is your renewal checklist. This is really going to be filled out by the training center faculty, but it's going to put your information, what you are being monitored for. It's going to ask what date you did your skills and your written exam, when and if you did any updates in the past 2 years, and it's going to make sure that you have 4 classes, and it's going to have you list those out, and it's going to ask you for the monitoring form. The monitoring form looks like this. There's a lot of outdated monitoring forms out there, and so you want to make sure that you are that your training center faculty or coordinator is using the most recent and updated form. So it looks like this, and on the back it has a spot for the training center faculty to sign and a spot for you to sign. And this is important because some of these forms look identical to this, but they're missing this bottom portion for you to sign. The AHA has added that on. So you need to be signing this monitoring form after you've gone through the whole process. So that's pretty much the gamut. You gotta maintain provider current status either by sitting through a class or demonstrating skills and taking the written exam. You need to have taught 4 classes in a 2-year period of time. Make sure you've done any and all updates in the past 2 years, and then make sure that you get monitored teaching a class by either your training center coordinator or training center faculty. If you have any questions about renewing your AHA instructor status, please leave them in the comments below or refer to the AHA Instructor Network for more information. I'll talk to you later.